Today I'd like to show you an eye assessment that I do with the children and adults who come to my office. This is very different from what your eye doctor would do or your tutor would do or anybody else would do. But it gives us a good way for you to find out what's going on with your child's eyes while they're reading. When you learn this and you see how much trouble it is for your children to actually read across the page like this, you'll probably be quite surprised and have a lot of compassion for your child. So we start with, I'm going to do the assessment in two ways, or I'm going to show you in two steps. First, I'm going to show you the steps that I do, and from my perspective as the doctor or the parent, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like when we're actually doing the assessment on the child. So this is how we set up. So you sit in a chair with your back quite straight, and you want the child or the other person about 2 feet in front of you, and you're going to put your thumb or your 2 fingers at their eye level. So, and then you're going to go back and forth, not out to the sides of the room, but as far as their eyes can see. So slowly, like a windshield wiper, you're going to go smoothly across and back, and across and back, and across and back. We're going to do that over and over. And then we'll do 2 other directions. We're going to do up and down, and we're going to go in a circle. And then I'll show you what each of those things, or I'll describe what each of those things mean. So here we have a real person, a semi-child and a semi-adult. So Beth Ann, please put your hand on your chin.
Okay.
And we do that to stabilize your chin, because I'm going to ask your eyes to move, and it's going to be very tempting for your whole face to move too. So this is how we're going to stabilize. So now all you do is follow my fingers. So they're at eye level. I'm going to go slowly back and forth. And we do this about at least 20 times, because the first few times her eye muscles will be able to help her eyes track easily across the page. As we do it over and over, the eye muscles get tired. And if there's an issue, it'll start showing up about now. Now hers isn't so much. The rhythm isn't quite as smooth as it was, but that's the concept. So back and forth, back and forth. Then we go up and down. And then in a circle. Follow my thumb. In the other direction. Good. So Beth Ann was a patient of mine several years ago, and I'm glad to say her eyes are still working beautifully. That wasn't always the case with her. All right, now I'm going to bring one more person in. All right, here's another example. Amy, I want you to just follow my fingers with your eyes. So I'm going to bring in my fingers about eye level. And Amy, put your fingers on your chin, just to stabilize your chin so your chin doesn't move. And then just follow my fingers going right and back and back. Oh, they look so perfect, almost. Open your eyes wide. There you go. Oh, good. Good, you give us something to look for. Watch that little chick, chick, chick right there. Now she's paying attention. So the first few times, as I said, the client can usually, the muscles will work just great, and then the muscles start fatiguing. And then you see what it's really like when your child is reading. There she goes again. Again, when you know you're being watched, it's funny how extra hard you can try. There you go. Now, it's not much, but you'll see when she defined this way, when she goes right here, there's a little jiggle, and then it goes back and forth. So let's try it one more time. And the first time or two will probably be perfect. There, oh, it's changing places. There you go. There you go. Now they're starting to get tired again. You notice how she's blinking more often? That's also a clue that the eyes are having to work real hard. And now see how that eye, this eye they go this way fast, like, let's get this over with. Good, that's perfect. That's just what I wanted to see. Thank you very much. You're doing a great job. Keep head still, sweetheart. But keep breathing. Now let's talk about the why, the background of what's going on with your children's eyes. So we have the eye socket, which is comprised of a few bones and muscles. One of the big players is the sphenoid bone, which is a butterfly-shaped bone, and it's a really important bone in reading, and it's an important bone in your head. And so it looks like a butterfly, and it has greater and lesser wings. So if you could imagine for a minute that this sphenoid bone were like airplane wings, and if you were flying with the Blue Angels, they're flying in a formation, and everybody else is flying this way, and you're tilted just a little bit. Doesn't have to be much, almost imperceptible to the naked eye, and you'll still land, but you will not land at the same time or the same place as the other people who are flying. The same is going to happen when you're reading. You'll get there. It won't be as smooth, it won't be as fast, it won't be as fluid, but you'll figure out a way. But the problem is, it's in the structure itself. It's that the bone is slightly in the wrong place. And then the muscles that attach to the bone, one side has to work too hard. They both work not symmetrically. One is pulling harder and one is loose because it's trying to even things out. And so that's going to affect eye tracking a great deal. So when your eyes are not moving smoothly back and forth like this, these eye muscles and the bone are not helping. They're actually interfering. And it's the kind of problem that eyeglasses don't take care of, vision exercises don't take care of. It's actually a structural and neurological issue, and that's part of what I do in my therapy. But that's the reason that this eye issue is going on. Okay, so when you know that, then again, this won't be found in vision therapist office, in the eye doctor's office, in the tutoring offices, because nobody looks quite at the structure and the function the way I do. And so it's a really important section as for you to understand that when your child's not reading, it's not because he doesn't want to. And when you see them putting through all that effort and not accomplishing it, you can't expect them to try harder because they're usually trying way harder than everybody else. The problem is in the structure and in the muscles, and that's where we need to address the problem. Okay, I hope that was helpful for you, and I think once you try doing it one or two, you'll probably want to do it on all your friends because it's really fun and amazing what you might find out. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.